Let's go live. And we are live. Hey. Welcome to the She's Making an Impact podcast. We're doing some on-air coaching today, which I am super pumped about with one of our Activate students. Before we dive in, I just want to make sure you know about the 2020 Lead Generation Challenge that starts December 2nd. I am so excited to share with you everything that I've learned over the past almost 9 years of being in the online business world, generating over 100,000 leads. So make sure to get your booty registered at joinleadschallenge.com. I am so excited. All right, Kathy, how's it going, pretty lady?
It's good. It's pitch black outside, even though it's only 5 o'clock. So
well, that's why
I'm having to be in the kitchen.
I'm in sunny Florida.
I'm not envious at all. No.
Well, tell us a little bit about you and your business.
So I originally started as an energy healer using forensic healing, and the majority of my clients I found when they were coming to me, no matter what was affecting them, whether it was pain, whether it was anxiety, fibromyalgia, those types of things, it so often was related to how they felt they were treated as a child. So the beliefs and the perceptions that they created about themselves and others that were holding them back. And then I decided that that was what I was going to concentrate on. So that's what I help people with, removing those limiting beliefs, creating new, empowering memories about their childhood so that in their adulthood, they move forward and they believe that they can take the world on.
Cool. Very cool. All right. So this is your time for coaching. So how can I support you?
So I launch my course on Sunday.
Woohoo!
That's all set up. So all going through. And it's, how do I get, I've had clients on my coaching program and then it's just completely stopped. Mm-hmm. So how do I attract people to my 8-week intensive coaching program?
So you're launching it on Sunday. How are you launching it? Are you doing a webinar? Are you doing a challenge? What's going on?
It's going live on Facebook ads and there's a pre-recorded masterclass.
A pre-recorded.
We're doing it that way because the team that I asked to help me, because I didn't know nothing and I would have just gone under, that's how they do it. So we're doing it how they said.
Okay, so what we teach in Activate's a little different than what you're doing now. I don't think you're ready to do a pre-recorded masterclass. I think you should do live webinars or same thing as a masterclass. You should do them live. And I would do a series. It's like the same class and you can do it 3 times in a week. But I want you to build up to it so you have a good size email list before you do this. And so right now it's kind of like, I'm going to launch and I'm going to do it now. I think you need to wait like a good month to build up your email list. You've been going live on Facebook, which is awesome, but I want you to actually plan out on your calendar when you're going to do the webinar series. So let's open up. If you're, how big is your list right now?
140.
Okay. So you could potentially, do you have everything ready for the webinar? Like you have the opt-in page, thank you page, email series.
Oh, it's all set up. It's
all set up.
All going live on Sunday morning. The adverts, the click registration page so that they instantly go to it because they didn't want to do a live webinar.
Who?
The team, the Facebook team that I'm using.
Who are you using? And why didn't they want to do a live webinar?
They said that they found with their clients that they got much more success doing a pre-recorded masterclass that people could instantly access rather than people choosing dates and not turning up. And that registered with me because I do it a lot and don't turn up.
So were you on the bonus training that we did with Tracy? Was that yesterday, the day before? Wednesday, I think.
No,
so we had, so make sure you go back and watch it because we had Tracy Reuter on to teach all of our Activate students about Facebook ads. One of the biggest thing that she said is I would be very cautious of any person who says this is the only way to do it, because in marketing, your business could be a lot different than someone else's business. And so for one person, doing a recorded evergreen masterclass might work really well. For someone else, doing it live might convert a lot better. So I would be very wary of the Facebook people that you've hired just because they said this is the only way to do it. They didn't even test with you about doing them live. And what I teach within Activate is we do them live so you get that practice, but you also work on your conversion numbers before you turn it evergreen, because we want that masterclass to be converting at about 5% or higher before we turn it evergreen. So it's actually going to be profitable for you when you are running Facebook ads. Because right now it's kind of like you're trying to shoot darts in the dark and you don't know what's actually going to stick. And I don't want it to see you waste your money trying to figure it out and relying on this company that, honestly, from what I've heard from you, I don't know if they're going to be the best company to work with.
I guess we'll see. I've worked with them before for other things, so and you know, they've worked together with me to put everything together, to do the ads and everything. So
if you want to try it, you can. Yeah, it's just not the way that I would suggest you do it.
We just have to see.
Yeah.
So to get my coaching clients, would you say do a webinar for that?
For sure. Yeah, that's what we're teaching you, is to do webinars. And then at the end, that's where you could pitch your course. It could be to pitch private clients. It's whatever it is that you want to promote at that time. So if you want to get private clients, you could do the webinar, and then at the end, have them book a strategy call with you. And then on that strategy call is where you can book your clients.
But that would only be through my email list.
To get people on the webinar?
Yeah.
No. You have the webinar process street, yeah? You've gone through that?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we teach you a bunch of different ways to fill up your webinar. Doing Instagram story takeovers, going live in other people's Facebook groups. There's a bunch of different ways that you can promote that webinar, not necessarily only to your email list.
Okay. So I've got people promoting this masterclass. So a lady who's worked on my course, who's done the course, and has nothing but praise for it. She's got a blog with, I think it's got 20,000 views. She's just started it. So she's promoting it. She's putting it into a lot of the childhood trauma groups that she's in. So I guess we just see. But,
yeah, for any of your past clients that you've worked with, I would reach out to all of them and let them know that they can be an affiliate for you if they're willing to promote you or do Facebook Live or something like that.
I've said that to her, but I don't know how to do affiliate. I don't know how to set it up, do an affiliate program or anything.
Okay, so we do our affiliate program through ClickFunnels. I'm sure there's many other platforms that you can set up affiliate stuff with. I've been an affiliate when people are using Infusionsoft. Why don't you ask and Activate if anyone else has done an affiliate program and what they've used? Because most of the people in Activate don't use ClickFunnels because I tell them not to and save their money.
Yeah.
But I'm sure there are other ways that you could do it. The kind of just like what I would do if I were just getting started is just kind of like the ghetto tracking way of, if someone lands on the website, like it'd be kind of like honor system of, here are all the people that bought, who did you send me? And so that affiliate would need to like keep a list of everyone, or like you would show them the buyers list and they would show you who they sent. It's not the most professional way to do it, but when you're just getting started, you do what you gotta do.
I suppose I could just give a code, couldn't I? And then they could put the code in.
That's something you could do. Like, you have Kajabi, yeah?
No, I have Active Campaigns and a lady who does my Facebook page.
There's gotta be a way that you could figure it out through like some kind of special coding. Maybe, do you have lead pages? No. What are you using for your opt-in pages?
My website.
Okay. So it could potentially be a different opt-in page for each affiliate if you only have a few, and you could track it that way.
That will really please my website lady, because she hasn't taught me yet how to do it.
Because you could you could clone pages, like in WordPress, you could clone a page and then you would just change the URL link and you'd be able to track it easier.
Oh, okay. That would work.
I haven't done it that way, but I'm assuming it could work. I would tag Kia or Ashley and Activate to see if they have experience with doing something like that, our resident WordPress experts.
Yeah, do that and see. I just said to her, you know, if you advertise it on your blog, I'll give you 10% of whatever someone brings into me, because she's the one who's going to tell people about it. She's the one who's done it. She's the one who's got those amazing changes and is always talking about it. So
yeah, if you're going to do it in WordPress, then I would have like a separate just page for her to promote.
Okay. So I've got some more podcast interviews. I'm doing a live tonight in someone's group.
Cool. Make sure whenever you're doing these interviews, the most important thing, because we're doing this to help you build your email list. That's like the number one focus. I want you getting 1,000 people on your email list quickly. Okay. And so whenever the podcaster typically is going to say, like, where can we connect with you? Where can we learn more about you? That's where you can say, oh, hey, I have this free thing that's really going to help you X, Y, and Z. Go to this easy to remember URL and get it.
Yeah, that's what I do. healingfromwithin.co.uk/guide. And I've had somebody come back to me from a podcast to have a call, but she was the one about that PayPal credit. So.
We'll figure it out.
You know, it means that people are listening.
They're listening
great.
And it's working. So imagine as you get on more and more podcasts, like you just started, like this is like the little sliver of what's possible. So you're going to get on more podcasts. It's going to reach more people. It's going to be more word of mouth spread as you become known as this expert that can help people heal from their childhood traumas. And so then it's just like this viral thing that just takes off.
That's it. So I'm concentrating on my blogs because I realize now that blogs can come up if people are searching for what I do, basically, you know, or the effects of working with me or how to do those things. So yeah, I'm concentrating on my blogs, and I'm trying to decide whether to buy this thing that can supposedly you can route your microphone to the audio so that it'll auto transcribe, but I haven't tried that yet.
Before you do any big spending for your business.
Oh, it's $19.
Okay. But just in general, before you spend anything like hiring people or whatever, check with us first, just because we'll be like, oh, there's a better option, or, oh, we have a discount code or something like that. Because I want to help you save as much money as possible as you're growing.
Okay. I do know, I've worked with her, so
cool.
I'm hoping that she's given me I'm trusting that she's given me the right information, because it's what she does. So the thing. So that's the only way really to bring clients is to do a webinar.
No, I mean, it could be through email marketing. You could send out an email and have people book a call with you. And on that call, because you have that bonus training that we did with Rachel Luna and our sales call script. And so
sales call script's really good.
Yeah. So you could be sending out an email. You could have one email in your nurture sequence that you add to your nurture sequence that gets people to book a call with you. And then maybe every week you send out an email getting people to book a call with you. In the beginning, since your list is pretty small, you're not going to get a ton of people booking, but as it grows, it's going to be filling up and filling up and filling up. And before you know it, you're going to have to hire a salesperson to help you.
So I got a copy because I wasn't very confident about writing. I can talk for England, but I wasn't very confident about writing. So I got somebody to do my copy, and they based it on my guide.
Okay.
And it was very helpful, but it doesn't really, and that's my nurture sequence. So they have 6 emails to talk about, have they done the guide, have they downloaded it? But now I need to get a nurture sequence to introduce them to me, I guess.
Yes. So the emails in your nurture sequence, it doesn't have to be all about the guide. It could be a mixture. So our nurture sequence, it's after someone downloads like our cheat sheet, right? So it would be whatever I want to make sure my new people want, like they need to know. And also what's my goal for them. So my goal is to get them on our evergreen webinar. So we have emails kind of educating them a little bit about Pinterest, why they should use it, the death of Facebook, that kind of thing, and getting them onto the webinar. But we also have emails in there as well with specific call to action, like download our podcast episode, read this blog post, join our Facebook group. So whatever it is that you think they need to know, it could even be like follow me on Instagram, like if that's a platform that you're building out. Doesn't
I was
have to be
doing
now.
it. There's
Doesn't have
just
to be
so
now.
much.
It's okay.
I've
No,
got it set up, but there's just
Instagram
so
would be
much.
like the last platform I would be on, just because like story views are way down. It's just a pain in the tuchus. You have to work so hard to get such a little return.
I'm concentrating on Facebook and LinkedIn.
Okay.
That's what I'm concentrating on. And basically what you put on LinkedIn, you can sort of transfer to Facebook and
For sure.
So you just have to, whereas Instagram's a bit different. So
we actually had at the mastermind I was a part of, we actually had a training on LinkedIn. So if you want on our next Activate call for me to share those notes of what to do on LinkedIn, yeah, just remind me and I'll pull up those notes and I'll share you everything that we went over.
So you were saying about
that you want to focus on for sure.
I've got like 900 connections and so that I find it's nice. I like it. Don't understand it completely, but it's different to Facebook. So the emails, what I want them to know, what I want them to do, and so, yes, that was it. So obviously I haven't got a podcast. I've got a blog. That was it. MailChimp had a thing where you could set it up to notify everyone when you did a new blog. But I never got it to work. It just didn't work. Can I do that with active campaigns?
Probably we don't do that. We would write a blog specifically, but there's a push notification that you could set up with your blog that says like, do you want notifications? Let me see if I could actually find one, a blog example of someone who has this, so I can show you what I mean.
So in that bonus call from Sarah Luna, was it?
Okay, so hold on. Let me actually show you. So if you go to Neil Patel's blog, he has this thing pop up that says show notifications. So you could decide to block or allow notifications. And so then you could send out a broadcast and they would get a notification on their desktop whenever you decide. Every time, it could be like every time I send out a new blog post, send them a notification. So for anyone who says allow, you could send them that notification. Amy Porterfield had it too. Oh, here's another example. So this is VWO is what she's using to send out the push notification. And this one says want update notifications from Amy. You can do yes or never.
So that would be like when you do a blog. What else would you use it for?
That's it, pretty much.
Yeah.
Okay. But you could look at those two blog examples just to see how they set it up and that kind of thing.
Okay. So everything comes to my head and then it disappears.
You're not pregnant, are you? That was me yesterday, like pregnancy brain. I was trying to make YouTube videos and I was like, nope, it's gone. It's
and
gone.
Something comes to you and you think, you write it down and it disappears. Okay, so that's it. Sarah Luna, was it Sarah Luna, that sales script?
Rachel Luna.
Does that cover what to write in an email?
Does that cover what to write in a sales email? No.
Yeah. I read it, but I didn't see anything about email.
No. How about also remind me for our next Activate call, I can share with you guys some sales email examples of what I would send to get people to book a call. And I'll put all of those in like a Google folder for you to put in your drive so you can access those whenever.
Okay. That would help because
we've sent out quite a few, and so I'll just share with you what's worked, what hasn't worked, why it converts well, and like the language that you want to use.
Okay. What would you say that I should work on? What would you say that I should focus on the next week?
Email list building. I want you to get that email in the nurture sequence for people to book a call with you. So that's like automatically going. And then you could send out an email next week to get people to book a call with you. Is a lot of your audience in the UK, or are there some in the States?
Half and half, I think, because a lot joined from my group
Okay.
because they joined for the guide.
Just keep in mind, in the States, Thanksgiving is a week from, or it's Thursday. So I wouldn't send out that email like on Thursday. So I would do like send it out Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday.
Next week.
If you want to, yeah. You could send it out on Monday.
But we won't have our call, will we, until I won't get the email things.
I could share them with you.
Could you? That would be really
Yeah, just tag me in the group. What is our next call? I don't know why I'm whispering. I'm in such a weird mood. Our next call's on Tuesday.
Okay. So send sales emails Tuesday or Wednesday.
And when you send those emails, you want to open up your calendar for 48 hours. You don't want to let them book like 2 weeks out, because by the time they would actually get on the phone with you, they're not a hot lead anymore.
Okay.
So we usually open up our calendar 48 hours, 72 like max.
And if I'm doing an 8-week program, this is what I'm struggling with, because if I was doing a 6-month program, they could do monthly payments.
Yep. That's what I would do, girl. Do like a 6-month commitment, and that way you have reoccurring revenue, money that you can count on.
But you see, I wanted to give them the fastest results possible.
You can get them fast results.
But then it's over 6 months.
Yeah, because after they get, like, you can give them quick wins, but are they going to be completely healed in like a month?
2 months.
2 months? But are they still going to need you like 3 months, 4 months of like reinforcement or something?
Okay. Well, yeah, because, you know, the minute that you let your beliefs come back in from your past.
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I see, like, you could really get them on the like roadway of like getting them success within 1 to 2 months, but it's like they have to constantly be reinforced. Like, I think of like what you're doing is kind of like life coaching. Like, I had a life coach for an entire year, and it was so helpful to have someone that I could talk to about everything that was going on, and she would be able to guide me and be like, all right, now we're going to do this, now you're going to work on this. So
it's not life coaching, because in the session we go back to a time, so I can tell them what age, what situation happened that they actually created those beliefs in.
Mm-hmm.
And enable them to see what happened, because so often we block everything out because it happened long ago and 25,000 things have happened since. So in that 8 weeks, we have a session every single week, and then they have homework every day to reinforce those beliefs. So I'm struggling to see how I would turn it into a 6-month course.
It's something that you could just play with to see. So maybe you start out with 3 months and then see, like, are they getting the transformation? Am I really able to serve them in this amount of time? And then you could always increase it to 4 months or 5 months. So like when I started doing private coaching, it was a 3-month thing. And then I quickly realized that no, like they barely get like any results in 3 months. Like they need a year, like to start a business, right? Like to get everything up and running. Like if I'm able to work with you in a year, like you're gonna have a completely different life by the time we're done.
Okay.
You know?
So would I do it maybe 1 session every 2 weeks?
Yes. Because what I used to do was I used to do a coaching call every week. And I found that they became dependent on me, and I was like a slave to clients. Like it was hard to take vacation because I'd have to cram everything into one, and that wasn't the kind of business that I wanted to create. So then I stepped it back to 2 times a month, and now it's once a month, but they get Boxer coaching all throughout. And so they're able to ask me anything throughout the month.
What's Voxer?
Boxer is like a walkie-talkie app. So that's what I use with all my private clients.
So like Messenger or?
Kind of, but it's voice. So it's a lot more efficient than sending like an email or something like that. I would offer that for your clients. So it could be, you could do like twice a month call and Voxer.
So twice a month sessions, and then, contact me. And do you say I'll get back to you in 24 hours, or do you say I'll reply to you?
Yes, you have to set up those boundaries and those expectations. Otherwise, they're going to think that you're going to be there like 24/7. It never takes me 24 hours to get back to them, but I set that up as that expectation just so like we're clear on So I also tell them I typically take off weekends and you could Vox me, but I probably won't get back to you till Monday. I still
Okay.
Vox them back over the weekend usually just because like I love my clients and I want to help them. And I love what I do. But you could set up those boundaries of like you can Vox me anytime 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday.
Except if we're working in America, it's in the middle of the night. But yeah.
Right. Well, it could be like 9 to 3 UK time or something like that. Like you could, it's your business. You could do whatever you want. I think ours is actually 9 to 3 because TJ is actually done with school by 3. And so they're going to get a quicker response time from me between the hours of 9 and 3. And then when TJ's back from school, I'm not really working. So it's up to you.
Just about managing their expectations. So I could
Totally.
change my program to a 4-month program, which would mean that they then had 4 monthly payments.
Yep.
And it would stay the same price. It would stay at $899.
Is it $899 per month?
No, $899 fully.
Total?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna get you to raise your prices.
It was $699 because it was 6 weeks. So because I added 2 because I was guided, it went up to $899.
So what I would like you to see in the future is raising it to $997 a month. It doesn't have to be like tomorrow. Like you can work your way there, but maybe you start with $497 a month, and they can choose to pay month to month, or you could give them a pay in full discount.
Okay. Yeah, that's better, isn't it?
Yep.
You see, because I still get people coming and wanting individual sessions, and because nothing's coming in, I'm having individual sessions, and people think £75 is a lot. And that's what I struggle with.
We need to get you to attract higher quality people, which they'll come as you keep putting yourself out there. Just make sure your messaging is on par with that higher quality person. Like you don't want to be speaking to the person who says it's too cheap, I can't afford it. You'll never hear me say those words. I'll always like if you've like my story. I said like it was a lot of money, but I got resourceful and I figured it out. And that tends to be the kind of person that I attract a lot of the time because I put that out there and I share my story. Right? Like I don't want to attract people who are looking to make a quick buck, that think everything's going to be handed to them and are looking to do things the cheapest way possible. If that's you, bless you. We're not meant to work together. Right? So just be conscientious, is that the word, of the messaging that you're putting out there, because what you're putting out there, that's who you're going to end up attracting.
Yeah, I don't talk about being cheap, or I don't talk about money full stop, to be honest. I guess it's my belief in myself. But then
it could
when
be
people,
like, do you think 75 pounds is expensive?
I don't.
No.
And when this thing shifts on Sunday, things will change. But no, I don't. I had a lady on the phone who was, I used to do my sessions for £45. And she was complaining because I put my price up nearly double. And I'm like, yeah, I have. And she kept going on. And I'm like, I'm not lowering it. And I just carried on and I was fine, because if something's £40, it's not even the price of a meal out. So they're not going to even think about paying it. And they'll come back to me every month, which is fair enough, a nice income. But it makes me feel shit because it makes me feel like I'm not doing anything.
Oh, yeah.
So I want them to struggle to pay it a little bit, so that when they come, they value it. And what I tell them, they'll go home and they'll do, because they'll think, well, I want to get better.
Totally. Yep. And as you start to raise your price, people have more skin in the game. So like for the 2020 lead generation challenge, I've done free challenges in the past. And I said, I want people to actually follow through. Because in the past, we've had like 3,000 people sign up. And then like at 500, maybe end up getting to like day 3 or 4. you know? And so I'm like, I'm going to charge $10 because if you actually put money towards it, you're going to be way more likely to show up and follow through. And
Oh,
that's the same.
totally.
Totally. And it's the same thing.
Yeah.
Like when you start increasing your price, people are going to have that. It's like that pain associated with it. So they're like, I got to freaking take action.
That's who I need to attract.
Exactly.
The people who are going to see the value.
Yeah. You'll
in
get
what
there.
they can do.
Yeah, you'll get there. Keep sharing transformations. Keep sharing your story. You'll get there.
I guess I just can't see. You know, you can say, I've gone and I've created this multi-million-dollar business and all of this type of stuff, and I had no money. But I haven't had that because I've always had money. Not because my mum and dad were rich, but because I've always worked and I've always had money. And whether
That's
I had
your
to do
story. But that's your story. You know, like we all have a different association with money. So you need to know your story and share that authentically.
So I can't
My
see
story,
the
yeah,
difference.
my story is not yours, and it shouldn't
Mm-hmm.
be, right? So you need to know your story. Everyone has a story. What makes you different? What are the
It
struggles
seems
that you've
like,
gone through?
in my opinion, which is probably a bit biased belief, but it seems like it's easy to sell people products that are going to bring them money.
Not necessarily. You just have to show the transformation.
Okay.
People will pay if they know that they're going to get the transformation they desire.
So I have to be that transformation.
Exactly. If you can show me, like when I had a strong-willed toddler, how I can be a better mom and have like sanity in my house, I would pay money for that. And I'd pay good money for that, right? If my marriage is really, really struggling and I am crying every night and I'm struggling to put things together and like, you know, like we're on the brink of divorce, I will pay someone to help us restore that marriage.
See, that's the thing. What I do can help every single thing in your life. And how do I niche it down? So I niched it down to being able to be visible in your business.
Mm-hmm.
Because people, entrepreneurs, people setting up in business find it hard to have the confidence to do that.
Mm-hmm.
But then that's focusing on the money, and it's not, I don't know if it's is it my passion? You know, my passion is showing people how they can reparent themselves, how it can change their whole life, not just one tiny thing. And that's what I struggle with.
So that might come in with market research. Like I'm thinking of an example of a friend of mine who their marriage was struggling, and a lot of it had to do with childhood issues that stemmed from one of the partners,
Mm-hmm.
right? And so able to show that transformation of having a better marriage when you work through these issues. It just depends on where you really feel called to. So I would just like have some quiet time and sit and think like, who do I really want to help? What do I want their transformation to be? Where do you feel called to serve?
Everywhere.
Everywhere. We can't be everywhere.
No. And the people I really want to help are the people who are really in, like Tanya, who did the course, I guess, whose life was good, then life got really bad, that they had the fibromyalgia, they couldn't get up out of bed, they couldn't go outside, they had the anxiety.
Maybe you're helping women that have fibromyalgia and anxiety.
But no one's going to pay. Well, that's my belief. But so far, no one is going to pay, especially in the UK, because the doctor can give them something.
No,
they'll
that's
give them
your
6
belief.
weeks counselling.
That's your belief. Like from my experience, I don't have fibromyalgia, but like for me, when I had anxiety, I didn't want to have to go on like medication. I wanted to kind of figure it out, you know? So you just have to be really clear in your messaging and your targeting of the kind of person that you want to attract.
Okay.
You don't want to attract the person who just wants to go to a doctor and pop a pill. Like they need to
no.
get to exactly. So
and I wouldn't.
So say that. Like I want to work with the person who wants to get to the root of the issue so they don't ever have to struggle with this ever again.
And I've got fantastic testimonials from people with fibromyalgia.
Yes. So why don't you do that?
Because
think about it, but that could be a really good niche for you.
And then I could just change the title of my course because it would still work for everybody.
Totally.
Okay.
All right, we're going to have to wrap up in a few. So do you have any last questions?
So if I was to change this, I'd have to change my group, wouldn't I? Because my group is just childhood trauma.
You could just rename it and tell people what you're doing.
Okay.
I wouldn't just start a new one. I would just rename it. Boom. Tell people this is what we're doing. This is the direction we're going in. If you want to stay, I love you. Stay with us. If you want to leave, I still love you. Good luck.
Yeah, it's a big cut-off point, isn't it?
It's okay.
Yeah,
that's what I said when I left my fitness business to pursue this one 100%. Sometimes you have to give up the good to go for the great.
Yeah. I should be changing what I'm talking about on podcasts. It'd be interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much.
Anything else?
No, but I suppose I've just got to jump in there, haven't I? Mm-hmm. Do it on 2 feet and research fibromyalgia and go on those groups.
Market research, yes, exactly. Do some market research now to figure out what words they're using. What are their pain points? Where do they want to be?
Yeah, I understand it because, you know, I think maybe if I went down that road, I could have it myself.
Yep.
So I know where it comes from. Yeah, I think I might actually associate with that one with a lot better.
Totally. Where can everyone connect with you?
They can connect with me at healingfromwithin.co.uk. If you want to send me an email, it's info@healingfromwithin.co.uk.
Cool. Well, Kathy, you're doing amazing things. I'm so happy that you're a part of Activate, and we'll talk to you soon.
Thank you.